Hi guys, welcome back, or if you're new, just a general welcome. How do you do? My name is Lena Kay, and this is Underneath the Cape. I have had ghost encounters all my life, starting when I was a baby. Lucky me. But it's interesting to say the least. This one actually took place at my grandparents' house in Canton, Ohio. I can remember very vividly when my grandparents were looking at this house to possibly buy, which they did, but me and my cousin went through the house with them. And we went down to the basement, and it was a really large basement. I mean, typical basement. It had the cement brick walls and the cement floor. It had a pantry, which my grandma liked because she liked to can and pickle things. And it had a workshop for my grandpa because he liked to build things. But in the corner was a shower with just the curtain rod thing. And it was a black curtain rod. And when me and my cousin pulled it close, it said Melissa, 8 years old, in white. And I don't know why somebody would write on the curtain rod or shower curtain, but it just said Melissa, 8 years old. So me and my cousin kind of joked about it and everything, and later on my grandparents moved in, and for some reason, I mean, they set up a play area in the basement for us grandkids when we came over. So we had toys and a table and various kid-like things. Now, for whatever reason, I can't explain it, but when I clicked off the lights, she was like, pull a string to shut the lights off, and there was there was probably 7 different ones all through the basement, and I would click the last one, and when I got to the stairs, I would just beat feet upstairs. I felt like there was something behind me. And, it was just, I don't know, it was like a brooding, dark presence behind me. And I would just want to fly up the stairs. And my grandparents got to the point where they thought it was funny. So she would be, we would gather there for Thanksgiving and Christmas and that kind of thing. And my grandma would ask me to go get some pop out of the pantry, because that's where she kept all the pop too. And, or a soda if you're from the South. But I'm from Ohio and we call it pop. She's like, okay, listen. And, they'd kind of get quiet, and they heard the switch to turn the bulb on at the end of the stairs. And they'd hear me go down the stairs, and click, one light, open the pantry door, click, the other light, and I would grab some pop, cradle them, you'd hear the pantry door close, click, turn out the light, click, one more light, and I was and I would beat feet upstairs, and my grandma would just be laughing. She thought I was hysterical. Now, side note, my grandma always had, a sixth sense too. So, that's kind of, I guess it's part of where I got it. But anyways, it runs in our family. We can't help it. We see people everywhere that aren't supposed to be there. But years and years later, we were moving back to Ohio. I think this was Carolina. We were moving back. And I had stayed in North Carolina to do something. I can't remember where I was or why I was there, but I wasn't there. And the whole upstairs is a typical bungalow house. So the whole upstairs is made out of one main room here, a doorway or arch. It didn't have a door, but it was an arch, and to a larger space for another room, and then like a cedar closet and an attic where you can just store stuff. And there was a bed in one and a double bed in the other with a chaise. And my sister was smaller, so she got the chaise. Mom and Dad took the bed, and my brother took the twin bed in the first room. Now, you know, lights were out and everybody was getting snuggled in for the night. And my brother is heard saying, "Jill, cut it out." And my sister's like, "I didn't do anything. I'm over here." And he's like, "Mom." And my mom's like, "What's the problem in there? Go to sleep." And he's like, "Dad?" It was just kidding. My dad was in bed. He's like, "Go to sleep, buddy. It's okay." He's like, "There's someone standing over my bed." And he said there was a dark figure, definitely tall, so it was like a man, and he just was like leaning over the bed. And it kind of was unsettling to my brother, who was high school, I guess, at the time. And so that was another instance. And when my grandmother was in the earlier stages of Alzheimer's, she had all the symptoms of Alzheimer's. She would get words wrong or mixed up, or have memory lapses, that kind of thing. And she would often yell at somebody who my grandpa couldn't see. And there was one time where they were coming home from the store, and my grandma got to the door first, and she turned and told my grandpa, "Don't go in there. There's somebody in the house. A man just looked through the curtain at me." And my grandpa's like, "She's in stages of Alzheimer's. She's probably it's just her mind playing tricks on her." But she was adamant. She was like, "There is somebody in the house. This man was looking through the curtain at me." And but they went in, and of course nobody was there. They had had a neighbor come over, and because the neighbor was a lot younger than my grandpa, so they did a basic search in the house, and nobody was there. Now, later and later, my grandparents moved into a retirement home because Grandma just needed too much assistance because of her Alzheimer's. And so they were prepping the house to sell, and my parents were helping, and they actually were cleaning. Everything was gone from the house. They were just doing the basic cleaning. And there was a red handprint on the stairwell leading upstairs. And my mom was like, "Who smudged the wall?" You know, so she cleaned it, and she just went about her business. And she came back to the staircase for whatever reason, and the handprint was there again. And she told my dad, she's like, what is this? Who keeps putting a handprint on the wall? And my dad's like, I don't know what to tell you, but it wasn't me. And come to find out, they also found a gun in the attic when they were moving boxes. And my grandparents never owned a gun. So it was kind of awkward that they found a gun. It was in like the bookshelf of the larger bedroom upstairs. And it was just very strange to just all of a sudden find a gun. So that was strange. And my grandma would constantly be telling everybody, the man's going to hurt this little girl. The man's going to hurt this little girl. And she, I mean, like I said, she would yell at him. And my grandpa's like, okay, this is getting ridiculous. But he let it go. He chalked it up to her Alzheimer's. And they moved out. And come to find out later that there was actually a man in that house who hurt a little girl and then shot himself. And I don't know exactly what happened to the girl. It was an older house. The house was probably built in the 50s, maybe. So it was definitely a while later that the man and the little girl were just still there. And they didn't realize it. But that's it. That's one of the more cringy of the ghost stories that I had. But it just had so many ongoing experiences that, you know, when you add them all together, it's kind of hard to ignore. But that's my story for tonight. I will try to upload a couple more ghost stories. That's not going to be, you know, what my whole channel's about. But since it's Halloween, or it will be Halloween in about a week or so, I wanted to get out the ghost stories. And everybody likes ghost stories, but particularly around Halloween. So if you like ghost stories, or just are interested in ghosts, stay tuned, because I will be posting probably a few times this week of various ghost stories. I have another theater ghost story. I have an instance of my mom meeting her guardian angel. That's what she calls him. But all kinds of things. So subscribe. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it or was interested by it. If you didn't like it, just move along. I don't want to hear it. But if you want to comment, please do so. I will promise to respond, or at least like, any comments. So, yeah. C'est ça. I will see you next time. Bye, guys.